Hey everybody, GravyTrain here with another episode of GravyTraining. So I've done a few different videos so far about my build on my Brute. And I've tweaked it, min-maxed it. I spent hours and hours and hours tweaking the build, making it as optimal as I can. I've seen some videos about how powerful and how quickly a Brute can power level. The Fire Spines Brute especially can power level. I don't know if things have changed over time, and I think my volume's a little high. I don't know if things have changed over time, if things are different on Homecoming. There's no way I can power level a character from 1 to 50 in 2 hours. Or an hour and 15 minutes, like what the apparent record is. But I can still power level pretty darn quickly. It ends up being probably 8 or 10 hours total to get from level 1 to level 50. But the experience is amazing. The influence gain is amazing. You're really going to kind of be set. So I wanted to share my most recent build. Currently, I'm running missions at my relative level is +3. I actually can run it just as effectively at +4. And I was running them last night with a member of the supergroup with me. The only reason I dialed it back to level 3 is because I was kind of half paying attention, watching some TV, stuff like that. And I don't want to have to be like super aware. So I'm at +3 right now, but I very, very easily also run at +4. With 2 different people in it. Like I've got a couple of alts. One of my alts and one of my friend's alts are here just getting power leveled. And you can see like these are purples, reds, and oranges. The minions, these are level 53. So obviously just to show that I am indeed at +3. Again, I can absolutely run at +4. But I wanted to kind of go over the build and show what I've got going on and how this works. So, here's the build. Lunge, it's the one of the powers you have to take, or lunge or barb swipe, so I just took lunge. On the spine side, I've got spine burst. Some people don't use spine burst at level 50. I love it. It's still great damage. So you're going to see here, this is each target is going to take about 60 points of damage. That's assuming I don't have any other buffs or anything going on. You can see it doesn't say the number of targets that it will hit, but I believe this is 10 targets. And it's a point blank area of effect. So it's centered on you and it's a big radius. Build up. So all I have here is I had a spare set item that I was laying around, but this gives me a chance for build up as well. So by triggering build up, I have a chance to trigger double build up, which is kind of cool. And it happens frequently. I've got taunt. This is an area of effect taunt. So ranged area of effect. I put 2 invention origin, 2 IOs. Which gives me 84.8% increase to the range, and then, increase to the recharge, and it's going to be 51% range increase. So if we look at like the range here, of course it's not going to show anything useful here. Okay, but it's 5 targets max, which means I wonder if, if this one is going to show. No, it's really inconsistent. So effect area, 15-foot radius, which is sizable. Blah, blah, blah. So taunt I use basically to either pull small groups out. But really, I have this more because if I've got somebody with me and I'm running like real missions, not just kind of AFK or people sitters, as they call them, just kind of people that are sitting at the door. I use this to pull aggro off. So Quills is a point blank area of effect, so it's centered on me, area of effect around. that does pulses of quills that shoot out. And you can see here kind of the base values, the average damage. As a result of what is slotted in here, it goes from 6.26, almost doubled, about 90% increase, to about 12. It debuffs run speed, fly speed, jump speed. It have a boost to my accuracy with using it. The recharge time doesn't matter because it should always be on, but the endurance cost does matter. And then you can see I've got set bonus items on there, so increases maximum health, increases accuracy of powers, grants me fit 10% resistance to slow effects. Some of these things are great. So it improves the recharge time of all of your powers, every single thing that I've got, by 6.25%. And increases my area of effect damage by 3.75 and my fire and cold defense by basically 2%. All of that stuff adds up. These are freebies. Throw spines. So here I had been in my, if you watched my video on Mid's Hero Planner, I talked about the different types of enhancements, but this one is a special type. So these are attuned. You see that keyword attuned there? These are whatever level you are. And it's got a minimum level requirement of 50. So effectively, they're level 50. I don't know. Well, this one is 50. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that means that it's always only level 50 or if you can get these earlier and they level up with you. I think they just level up with you. Because otherwise, why would it say effectiveness does not vary as security level changes? But this one is Superior Frozen Blast. So this one gives me 15% resistance to slow, gives me fire and cold resistance, improves my recovery, which regeneration is your health, recovery is your stamina. So it improves your stamina recovery, increases your area of effect defense, increases your fire and cold defense. And the last one of these is a chance for immobilize. So some targets or villains that take hits will just get immobilized as a side effect of getting hit by throw spines. In addition to the slow effect and everything else that this has. And this is a ranged cone. So it shoots into it. You throw your spines into a cone in front of you. This does really good damage. It'll hit 10 targets, which is what most of these things will hit, is 10. Ripper is a melee cone. So you can hit an arc right in front of you. This is really high damage in terms of your powers. It's probably one of the highest damage individual powers that this build has. So this will do like 2, sometimes 300 damage by itself. And I have the Superior Avalanche, which is a purple, a tier 3 set. So this has got some really great stuff. Chance for knockdown, all of that. Then on the Fiery Aura side, I've got Fire Shield. I only have 5. I was able to make a concession here because the level 6, I don't need more fire defense. The Mez resistance is nice, but I'm not too worried about it. And these things get expensive, so I was willing to make a concession here and only go with 5. I could go 6 and pull an enhancement off of something else, but anyhow, is what it is. I've really spent a lot of time kind of min-maxing this. This is Unbreakable Guard. This is specific to like a damage resistance sort of power set. Blazing Aura, which is one of my prime. It's the one that sits there and does the non-stop burst. I think I misspoke in my other video. I think Burn is an activated power. I have it auto-triggering. And then Blazing Aura is the one that's just a toggle. And I've got Brute's Fury, Superior Brute's Fury in this. Just this line of enhancements alone was 150 million. Same with this, same with this. So this is 450 million influence just in these 3 sets. These were like 8 million a piece, individually 8 million, so like 48 million, blah, blah, blah. They get expensive. Burn, same kind of thing. These are expensive. Yeah, Healing Flames at 6. This one is an amazing set. Every single hero I have that can use preventative medicine, I use it on. This last one will give you a chance at an absorb proc, which means that you get hit, or I'm sorry, no, you deal damage, and it's got, let's see, we'll just read this. Unique, no more than one enhancement of this type. While slotted, this enhancement has a chance, okay, so it's not even when you do damage. It has a chance every 5 seconds to give you an absorption barrier. If your health is between 31 and 75%, power is a 10% chance of triggering, so it's even higher. If your health is less than 31%, there's a 100% chance of triggering. This power has saved my butt so many times. You start getting low, and then all of a sudden you get like a 200 point damage absorption buffer. It's like just free health. Boom, pops up. It's a gray bar on your health bar. So good. And it can only trigger once every 90 seconds. It triggers often. And it's got good bonuses. 3.75% discount to all endurance costs. Fire and cold resistance by 3%. Again, these seem like small numbers. Recharge time of all your powers by 8.75%. They seem small, but they add up, especially when I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like so many set bonuses. Oh, actually, I know why I only went 5 of these, because I have the same set twice. And one of these, the 7.5% max HP, you can only have one of these. So I was only able to do 5 here, and I've got 6 here. Healing Flames, temperature protection. This is just resistance to fire, cold, slow, and knockback. And it gives you plus regen. I just have a resist damage buff in here. Plasma Shield, I've got that same unbreakable guard as above. Consume, you can see here it's got PvP and normal power, normal abilities, stuff like that. This is just like grants knockback protection, increased damage. Like this is all overall. These are great sets. Another attuned set, Overwhelming Force. This is going to improve my regeneration by 12%. That's massive. That's that basically is a dual origin enhancement for free. And he increase all your damage by 3%. Increase your maximum health by 1.5%. Defense and all those things. Like this stuff all adds up. And burn is the power that it's triggered, but I have it set up on auto trigger here. You can see the little green ring. If you hold control, hold control and click a power, it will become auto triggered, and that means it'll automatically run every time it comes back up. You can see I just it's cast consume. I didn't really need to, but now this comes up, and because it's an auto trigger, it automatically goes. Fire Embrace adds fire damage to all of my attacks, including the ones over here from the spines. And it's only when this triggers. This is like for 15 seconds or 10 seconds, something like that. Phoenix Rising is a damaging, self-resurrecting, knockback, awesome power that you can use if you're alive. It does a bit of healing. It does a bunch of damage, knocks everything back. If you're dead, it resurrects you without any sort of disorientation. Knocks everything back, does damage, gives you some breathing room. All of that. So those are my primary powers. For my secondaries, I run just kind of some basic invention origins here. So I got a run, speed, and swift. Jump and hurdle, health, stamina, hasten. I've got a recharge on. I use tough and weave. And I'll show you why in game here in a minute. Physical perfection. This is another great power set. Improves accuracy of all your powers, improves your maximum health, your maximum endurance, your regeneration, your recharge time of all your powers. So this one is great to have. Teleport, I've just got a range increase. And stealth, I've got a defense buff increase. Now, if we come here, if you open up your powers, you can click on your combat attributes. And this is the stuff in the mids video that I couldn't show you because of the pop-up, but this is different. So you can see here, like, okay, this is the number of hit points I have. You can see all the different changes to it, what's affecting it, what my endurance is, all of those kind of things. All of that. Healing bonus, stealth bonus, all that kind of stuff. So you can look at these numbers. These aren't super important. The movement, like you can see the run speed and fly speed, jump speed, all of that. Not too worried about that. Here's where it gets important for a brute especially. It's damage resistance. So bear in mind, I'm built for fire farming. But I can actually go in and do smashing and lethal missions or any damage type missions, actually. So I've got basically 70% smashing resistance. Resistance means once you take damage, so say I took 100 damage, or I had 100 points of damage coming in at me, I'm only going to take 100 minus, in this case, just for even numbers, minus the 68.91%, which means I'm going to take 31 points of damage. So this is immediately taken off of the incoming damage. So 70% of that damage just goes away. So that's my smashing. My lethal is the same. My fire resistance, this you can see is highlighted in blue. So this means I'm at a soft cap. So I've actually got, and I've got a bunch from like some of these other set bonuses and all that, but I'm soft capped at 90%, which means fire damage, I only take 10% of the fire damage that even lands on me. Cold resistance, I've got 50% cold. There's not a lot of cold damage in the missions. You may run into it sometimes, but it's not really high. Energy resistance, I'm still only at about 45%. Negative energy, same thing. Psionic, there's very little psionic resistance in the game, and I still have 25% resistance to that. Same with toxic, I still have 21. So this is a massive reduction in the damage that I take. Defense prevents you from taking damage at all. So it's going to check, first, I believe it checks against your ranged, melee, or AoE defense. So depending on the type of attack that it is, if it's a ranged attack, flat out 20% of the ranged attacks that target me and that are attempted on me just flat out fail. They don't take any damage. The other 80% that do, then it does it based on the damage type. So say that 80% still gets through, I get hit, or I would get hit. Now I've got a 25 or 26% chance to not take damage at all from smashing or lethal, or 35 for fire, or 35 for cold, 20 for energy, negative energy, 15 psionic, 15 toxic. So it checks these things. Defense keeps you from taking damage at all. If it hits that number or lower, you don't take the damage at all. And then your resistance gets applied. If you do take the damage, the full damage comes in and it gets reduced by your resistance. So this is how I'm able to really do any type of damage as a combination of these things. And that's why I have Tough and Weave, because they really boost these things for all the other ones. Then you've got like status effect protection and all of that stuff. So coming back here, stealth gives me like an extra 10% defense against all the main types that I'm using. So that's why that's in there, etc. So let me just show you how this works. And bear in mind, I can actually go one level higher without any real additional strain. I just have to pay a little more attention. I'm going to run up, hit these to boost my damage. I'm going to gather these guys, and then I'm going to come over here and gather these guys up. This is an Incarnate ability. Gives me a massive damage resistance boost. And I'm just going to start attacking. I don't technically have to attack. I can just kind of passively do it. But it's a lot faster if I attack. I can trigger, I've got other Incarnate abilities. This is kind of a heal over time. But you can see this burn just runs. Things are already dying all over around. I'm barely taking any damage. I'm not using inspirations almost at all. I'm not using any right now, but I hardly use them even when things are going. Make sure I hit my build up and all of that. But yeah, so I mean, I can do this non-stop. I don't have to pause. I don't have to take a rest in between. I can just go, go, go. I can use my heal to top off my health, but that's an actual like healing flames. Let's see here. Yeah, and then it's just a matter of finishing off the last few stragglers. Top off my endurance by using consume, or my stamina by using, well, okay, everybody died. But yeah, that easy. Low stress, no stress. Run right into the next group. And same thing, rinse, repeat. If I'm going to take a bigger group, then I use this damage, Incarnate damage power. But yeah, that's it. 33 or 53, 54. The 54s, like I said, are no more difficult, other than the fact that it's purple bosses and purple lieutenants and red minions. The red minions are nothing. It really doesn't make any difference at all. So that is the latest build. I will put the actual build file into the description of the video. This should be the last brute video I do, I promise. I know I've done 3 of them now, but I keep getting better and better builds that are more and more effective. Like my previous build, I could do it like +2. Now I'm up to +4, which is as high as you can go. You can't go any higher than +4. So yeah, that is it. I hope you like it. I'd appreciate a sub if you're new. I'd appreciate a thumbs up. Love for you to comment, ask questions, tell me what class you want me to do next. Ask me any questions you've got. Let me know if you want to come join the supergroup and play with us. That's it. So hope everybody has a wonderful day, and thanks for watching, and we'll talk soon. Take care.